Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to a nutrient that, honestly, gets a ton of hype but is wildly misunderstood. Yep, we're talking about protein. And no, we are not just talking about gym stereotypes today, so you can leave your shaker bottles at the door. We're going to get into the fascinating science of what protein actually does inside your body, beyond just getting swole. Because when most of us hear the word protein, we instantly picture, heavy weights and massive bodybuilders. It's a super powerful association, but it's also a massive myth that protein is exclusively for muscle growth. The truth? Protein is absolutely crucial for everybody. As you'll see throughout this explainer, it's fundamental for your everyday bodily functions, supporting growth, repair, and so much more that's happening quietly inside your body, literally right this second. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the basics of protein, look at how it fuels your whole body, then figure out where to actually find it, how to find your perfect balance, and we'll wrap up with some key nutritional takeaways. We're going from microscopic science all the way to the actual food on your plate. So, Section 1, the basics of protein, breaking it down to the building blocks. Now, protein is one of these 6 essential nutrients, and on a microscopic level, it's incredibly complex, but it's actually made of smaller, way simpler parts called amino acids. Honestly, just think of them like tiny Lego bricks. When you eat a protein-rich meal, your body doesn't just use that protein as is. During digestion, it completely breaks it apart into these individual amino acid building blocks, ships them out, and reassembles them exactly where they're needed most. Moving on to Section 2, fueling your whole body, growth, repair, and beyond. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it completely busts that muscle-only myth once and for all. Look at what those amino acids are actually doing. Protein is working overtime, making brand new cells and repairing damaged tissues. Yes, of course, it builds muscles, but it also builds your skin. Fun fact, your hair and nails are almost entirely made of dead protein. Plus, it supports your bones, your blood, and even aids in normal immune function. It is literally the ultimate multitasker of the human body. Section 3. Where to find protein. Plants versus animals. So where do we actually get this vital nutrient? Well, animal sources are definitely the most famous, right? We're talking eggs, chicken, fish, meat, milk, yogurt, and cheese. And these are fantastic, nutrient-dense options for sure. But the plant kingdom is equally impressive. You can get excellent protein from daal, beans, chickpeas, soy, tofu, nuts, and seeds. The big takeaway here? You absolutely do not have to eat meat to get your protein, just as long as you're eating a nice, varied diet. And getting that protein doesn't require a culinary degree or fancy ingredients. Just think about a simple bowl of dal and rice, a totally classic, delicious plant-based combo. Or maybe an egg on whole grain toast to kick off your morning. For lunch or dinner, chicken with vegetables works perfectly. Even a really quick snack, like yogurt topped with nuts and fruit, packs a serious punch. It is incredibly easy to build these highly accessible sources into your normal, everyday routine. Section 4. Finding your perfect balance. How much do you really need? Okay, so here's the thing. There is no single magic number for protein that works for everyone. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal. Your needs are essentially a moving target. Your age and body size play a massive role, as does your activity level. I mean, an athlete naturally needs way more than someone who, say, sits at a desk all day. Also, periods of growth, pregnancy, and specific health conditions totally shift the dial. Because of all these variables, if you have specific needs, the best way to find your exact target is to have a chat with a qualified dietitian. Now, this brings us to a huge, huge debate. Real food versus protein powders. The fitness industry heavily promotes supplements. But let's demystify some of that hype. Protein powders, they're absolutely convenient if you're rushing out the door after a workout, but they are not automatically necessary for everyone. As we've seen, you can easily obtain ample, really high-quality protein strictly from everyday whole foods like eggs, dairy, beans, and nuts. And that leads us to a core philosophy for this explainer: food first. While supplements totally offer convenience, everyday whole foods should really be your primary foundational go-to. Real food brings a whole host of other vitamins and benefits to the table that isolated powders just often miss out on. But we have to keep in mind protein alone is not enough. And this brilliantly illustrates a really key point. It's super easy to get tunnel vision on one trendy macronutrient, but protein does not replace the need for everything else. Your body absolutely requires carbohydrates for energy, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, fiber, and plenty of water. True nutrition happens when all of these elements share the plate. Which brings us to our final stop, Section 5, Key Nutritional Takeaways, Summary and Next Steps. Let's do a quick recap. First, protein goes way, way beyond muscle building. It actively supports cellular growth and repair across your entire body. Second, it's abundant in both plant and animal foods. Third, your individual needs vary greatly based on your unique lifestyle. And finally, protein must always be part of a wider, balanced diet. So the crucial point is that understanding these basics helps you build a much better holistic plate. So I want to leave you with this. What simple protein swap will you make on your plate today? Are you going to throw a handful of nuts into your yogurt or maybe swap in some dal for dinner? Take this knowledge and apply it directly to your very next meal. Learning the science is great, but application is where the real magic happens. Just a quick reminder as we wrap things up today, this explainer provides general educational information only, and it is not a replacement for personalized medical or dietary advice. A huge shout out to Diet Nutrition Zone for today's excellent source material. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to their channel for more visually engaging nutrition content. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.